Have you ever prayed about something over and over again? A job, a relationship, your future, a breakthrough. And instead of hearing an answer from God, all you hear is silence. You read your Bible, you worship, you pray, but it feels like heaven isn't responding. And if we're honest, that's one of the hardest parts of being a Christian, because we don't struggle only when God says no. Sometimes we struggle when God says nothing at all. You begin to wonder, did God forget me? Is he listening? Am I doing something wrong? If you've ever felt that way, this message is for you. One of the biggest mistakes we make is assuming that God's silence means God's absence. But throughout the Bible, we see something different. Sometimes God is silent because he is working behind the scenes. Think about Joseph. God gave Joseph a dream, but the dream didn't happen immediately. There were years of waiting, years of confusion, years where nothing seemed to make sense. Yet every moment was part of God's plan. The prison was not the end of Joseph's story. It was preparation. The same can be true for us. What feels like delay may actually be preparation. The Bible says in Isaiah 40:31, "But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles." Notice that the promise is connected to waiting, not rushing, not forcing, waiting. And waiting is never easy, especially in a world where everything is instant messages, instant delivery, instant entertainment. We expect instant answers from God too, but God's timing has never operated according to our schedule. Ecclesiastes 3:11 says, "He has made everything beautiful in its time." Not our time, his time. And his timing is always perfect. Maybe right now you're praying for an opportunity. Maybe you're asking God for direction. Maybe you're wondering why everyone else seems to be moving forward while you feel stuck. But remember this, God is not comparing your journey to anyone else's. David was anointed king long before he wore the crown. Before the palace came the wilderness. Before the throne came the process. And before promotion came preparation. Romans 8:28 reminds us, "And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God." Not some things, all things, even the waiting, even the uncertainty, even the silence. God can use every season for your good. So if God feels silent today, don't stop praying. Don't stop trusting. Don't stop believing. The silence may not be rejection. It may simply be that God is still writing the next chapter. And while you're waiting for God to change your situation, he may be changing you. Building patience, building character, building faith. Because the person God is preparing you to become is just as important as the blessing you're asking for. So today, if you feel forgotten, remember this. God sees you. God knows your prayers. God knows your struggles. And God has not abandoned you. His silence does not mean he is absent. Keep trusting him. Keep seeking him. Keep walking by faith. Because God's delays are never God's denials. And when his plan unfolds, you'll understand why the waiting was necessary. If this message encouraged you, type, "I will trust God's timing" in the comments below. And if you're new here, subscribe to Worship Tower and join our growing family of believers seeking God together. Every week we share biblical encouragement, faith-building messages, worship content, and practical Christian teachings to help you grow spiritually. Remember, even when God feels silent, he is still working. God bless you.